Hello, welcome to the NSC Wrestling Gaming Podcast. I am your host, the Jim Cornette of Professional Wrestling, Nicholas Canfield. How y'all doing today? It's been quite some time since last time we posted an episode on here. If you guys have caught on to the live stream podcast, I've interviewed some pretty good wrestlers, some pretty cool mainstream people as well. Our last one was 2 months ago, almost 2.5 months ago. Justin James, he's a social media influencer. You can follow him on Instagram and TikTok, where we just talked about his music and everything like that. But on the topic of wrestling, let's get down to fucking business. So, Vinnie Mac, the president, the CEO, the owner of WWE, stepped down, and now his daughter, Stephanie, is in charge because of allegations, especially with Kevin Dunn. Holy fuck, that man is in some trouble. But, it is what it is. They're a multi-billion-dollar corporation. They figure they can get away with anything. It's just 2022. You can't get away with a fart in church. So, that's just how it is. On the other topic of news, let's talk about Cody Rhodes on his return back to WWE after a 5-6 year stint where he was in the Indies, New Japan, created most likely the WWE's kryptonite in AEW, which is by far the best wrestling promotion there is right now, just because of its style, the way it's characterized and everything. That storylines, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful piece. And earlier this year, he stepped down. He went away a little bit, and then came back to WWE to face Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. Then Seth Rollins at WrestleMania Backlash. And then this last time, he's 3-0. Hell in a Cell. That was a good match, but his fucking pec, dude. His fucking pec. He tore that shit up, man. He tore that shit up. And, hey, man, that's a ballsy move by him. It's gutsy. It shows a lot of pride, shows a lot of strength, toughness, and pure balls, dude. Pure balls. Because I don't think there's a lot of people that could wrestle with a completely torn pec. I mean, you look at the match, going through the match, the color, it was just getting worse and worse and worse. And you could see him favoring that arm throughout the whole match. But hey, he's got fucking balls. He's got fucking balls. 26th, we got Forbidden Doors. That's going to be exciting. What do you guys, need your guys' opinion on what's going to happen? Always feel free to email me and shit like that. It's all right. But on another news, WWE 2K22 for the PS4 and PS5. How do you guys like that so far? I was not disappointed. I was not. When I first heard that they were making WWE 2K22, I was hearing rumors that they were going to bring back the old GM mode and storyline. I heard they were going to bring back a little bit of Road to WrestleMania, and it's not as disappointing as I thought it was going to be. Still, it brings that 2K feeling more than the old WWF No Mercy, WWE, SmackDown, Here Comes the Pain. It doesn't bring that feeling, but it's not like the rest of the 2K series, Definitely not like 2K20, which was fucking completely ash. I mean, that shit was terrible. That was about as bad as, I don't even know, D-Generation X versus fucking Brothers of Destruction. This last time, let me tell you something. It was terrible. But they did not disappoint. I like the characters. I do like the DLC packs where we can actually play as Hulk Hogan. Umaga, which we haven't played as Umaga since 2009. Hurricane. That was nice little, additions to the series, which is, it's always refreshing because we always like legends. We always like, that fresh new feeling rather than just getting the same old roster for the last 5 years, which is different rating overalls. But it's a pretty solid game. I'm excited, though, for AEW, the new AEW game. That's going to be pretty fucking sweet. Looking at the gameplay and everything like that, and Ukes, all I can think of is Day of Reckoning. And that's not because that's the only game I can remember. That's because that game brought me so many different levels of excitement and a wrestling feel that I'll always remember as a little kid putting on my GameCube, and I'll hear Polyamorous by Breaking Bad. Press that start button. That's what got me in. That's what really got me invested in rock music, heavy metal. It's a great game. Great gameplay, everything. I still remember playing it like it was yesterday. So having Ukes onto this game is a nostalgia feeling. It's very refreshing. It's not, and I'm not going to say, it may be shit. It may be completely trash. It may be the next WWE 2K20. All right? But fingers crossed that it's going to be like TNA Impact, the video game. That game, they only made one, but that game was pretty fucking sweet. For the year it was made, and the amount of help, really, that's a good game. The storyline for that story mode's a little iffy, but hey, that was a great gameplay. The graphics were clear as day. We didn't see that, until 2017 when WWE came out with the 2K18. I'm sorry, 2018 when they came out with 2K19, because 2K18 was completely trash. All right. But, yeah, we'll see. Other than that, it's been pretty hectic in the professional wrestling world. It has been. Jeff Hardy with the DUI. That was fucked. Did you guys see that video? You guys saw that 36 minute video? Fucking guys pulling the guns out on him? That was crazy. That was fucking crazy. Guy wasn't even doing anything. He was just standing there. He was in his car, he used his blinkers, he pulled over and shit like that. There were two cops pulling guns on him? For what? Because he's Jeff Hardy and they're police officers? They want to show him a little bit of something? Nah, fuck you. All right, that was bullshit. And the way they were manhandling him, it was uncalled for. We all can agree on that. It was uncalled for. Yeah, he fucked up. This was the third time in 10 years he fucked up. But we're accustomed to him doing that by now. He's been doing that since 2002, 2003. And there's going to be memes on the internet, where he's a triple crown for WWE, TNA, and AEW. But when he's in the ring, you understand, he puts his body on the line. And it may be because he doesn't give a fuck anymore, or because he just wants to put on a show. We don't know. But all I know is my dick gets a little excited when he's on the ring. Because you have no idea what the fuck's going to happen. Is he going to do a swanton bomb, fucking 15, 20 feet in the air? Or is he going to just completely do a road to victory fucking against Sting? 2011. It was, you don't know, which is exciting. But when he's on his game, it's a very exciting match. And it's something I've always looked forward to as a little kid. seeing his matches. Whether it was he was teamed with Jeff, whether he was teamed with Matt or a singles. It was very amazing to see. The face paint, the dives, the amount of charisma he had. He made you feel like you were part of the match. Made you feel like you were right there next to him. And that's what makes him a great competitor. Yeah, he fucks up. How many wrestlers don't? Randy Orton, Kurt Angle. When his stint was in TNA, we called him Perk Angle. From 2005 up until 2012, 13 is when he finally got clean. A lot of wrestlers, they have fuck ups. It's a matter of how big they are in the business. Jeff's a big name. We can admit this. He's a big name. Whether we like him or not, the Hardy Boys, you're going to instantly think of Jeff Hardy and then Matt Hardy. Don't get me wrong, Matt is a great competitor. He's a great wrestler. But when we think of the Hardy Boys, when we think of Team Extreme, we think of Jeff Hardy because of his amazing feats that he does in the match. His 20-foot dives, all right? His bright face paint, his fucking courage, his confidence. It's all there. It's all there. We're just accustomed to him fucking up. And that's it. No one's perfect. He's more than likely going to fuck up again, Whether or not if he's wrestling again, that's a different story. I don't think that he's not going to continue to wrestle just because he's Jeff Hardy. He's Jeffrey Nero Hardy, for God's sakes. But whether it's for AEW, because I don't think he's going to go back to WWE, whether it's AEW, Impact, I don't think New Japan, just because I don't think he's ever wrestled for New Japan Pro Wrestling. And who knows? Maybe he's going to be on Ring of Honor. Come back as Will-O-the-Wisp. We don't know. Time will tell. But either way, we're just accustomed to him fucking up. And it is what it is. Today, because today's Father's Day, so happy Father's Day to all you lazy bastards out there and people who have a really weak pullout game. But Tim White died today. Tim White, referee Tim White, finally, he did it. After all the scenes and the skits of him eating rat poison and fucking drowning himself with a weight or piranhas, and it's a fucked up thing to say, but I'm just trying to bring, light to the mood because, he's only 68 years old. That was it. My grandfather's 68. He's still kicking, so it's, you got to take every day with a grain of salt, take every day with a blessing, because you have no idea when today's going to be your last day. And that's one thing we got to remember is you got to live for tomorrow, but you got to enjoy today. Because today might be the last day, and you really don't want a shitty day to be your last day. I know I don't. I know my perfect day, if I were to die tomorrow, my perfect day would just be wrestling. Because that's what we are. We are professional wrestling. We are professional wrestling fans. We are professional wrestling connoisseurs. All right? That's what we do. That's what me and my father does. We are professional wrestling. When I see my figure collection, which, by the way, will be on the next episode, talk about figures, because I got a lot of fucking news for you guys. But when I see my wrestling figures, I don't think of, they're toys. I see them as an accomplishment. I see them as a lifestyle, because that's what it is. This is very near and dear to my heart, and professional wrestling should be to us, because it's what we are. And on that note, hope you guys have a good Father's Day, and I'll see y'all next episode.